Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a Remington Nylon 66 today, which when I was growing up was an absolutely ubiquitous firearm. They're not as often seen anymore. Lots of them were made, lots of them are still out there, but they become more collector's items. You see fewer people hunting with them, target shooting with them, whatever. They buy them and put them in the safe or whatever and don't take them out anymore. And they used to be simple, inexpensive workhorse guns. I kind of wish Remington would bring this back, or somebody would, but it's probably not going to happen. They're kind of old school technology, and ironically, making them now would probably be kind of expensive. The injection molding equipment is pretty pricey, and you'd have to make a huge upfront investment and be guaranteed to sell lots of these in order to justify the investment. So these were introduced probably late 50s and went out of production, I don't know, around 1990, maybe late 80s. The rumor I've heard, don't know if it's true, but it has a ring of truth to it, is that the mold that they use to mold these stocks, because they're injection, or it's not a stock, it's really the whole rifle, even the receiver is plastic. But the mold that they use to mold these finally broke after 30 years, 30 plus years. And they looked at what it would cost to replace, and apparently it's going to be millions of dollars. And they thought, well, why would we invest that kind of money to keep a 30-year-old design in production? Can't we design something better now? Engineering's come a long way. And the answer is yes, you could design something better in the 80s than you could in the 50s. And they also thought, if we make this huge investment, are we ever going to recoup it? We've made these for 30 years. Everybody who wants one has one. So we probably would have modest sales, but if we come out with a new product, lots of people might want a new product. So they didn't bother fixing that equipment. That's what I hear, and I think that probably is the case. But these were great, cool guns, just reliable and fun to shoot, and it seems like every baby boomer grew up shooting one, and most Gen Xers too. I am a Gen Xer. I did not grow up shooting one of these. In fact, I've never fired one. The one that I'm holding right now is going to be the first one I ever shoot. I'll do that on camera. I remember these growing up. I remember like everybody I knew had one. His family, his dad had one, his uncle had one. My grandfather was old-fashioned enough that he did not own one. He didn't want a plastic rifle. He liked blued steel and walnut. He liked a Browning semi-auto 22, or like a Winchester Model 06 or something like that. He even liked the Remington products they were making in the 80s. He liked the, oh gosh, it wasn't the Speedmaster. What did they call it? Maybe it was the Speedmaster. Anyway, the semi-auto rifle had a tube mag out under the barrel, but it had a metal receiver, had an aluminum receiver, and had like a shell deflector there ejected to the left. He had one of those. He had one that was a gallery gun in 22 short, and then he had the short, long rifle version. It would handle all three, which is kind of cool. One of the only semi-autos ever to do that, although he mostly just shot 22 long rifle in it, like most people did. Shot the heck out of it, shot it a whole lot, and that to him was a more satisfying firearm than this one. This plastic thing wasn't his bag. But I'm gonna shoot one today and see what I've been missing. I know this one was a favorite of Uncle Paul, and I think I understand why, but maybe I'll understand better after today. Certainly very light, easy to carry, and has a reputation for great reliability and very good accuracy. I'm going to shoot it off the bench today to give it every chance of printing good groups, because as we've established, I don't shoot a rifle all that well. Let's give it a try. Go look at the target. Well, the experience of shooting this one is very much like shooting a Marlin Model 60 or any similar 22 rimfire rifle. It is light, and you can feel all that plastic. It's somewhat reminiscent of shooting an air rifle, like a BB gun, because it's plastic. But yeah, we got this open rear sight. Apparently these sights are set way over to the left, and they need to be adjusted. That's a decent group for me at 25 yards. I mean, I don't shoot a rifle well. That's okay. The ammo I was shooting is Federal 36 grain, copper wash, hollow point. It's okay. We're going to paste up these shot holes and try again, but Yeah, not bad. I want to thank Joey for making this rifle available for testing. I switched to the Remington Golden Bullet, and we're going to try the same thing, same range, and just see what happens. Let's go have a look. In no particular order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost identical group in the same place. So I think we've just learned that I don't shoot this rifle particularly well. I mean, it's not bad, it's not horrible. That group is a little bit smaller than the last one, but there's no meaningful difference, and it's in the same place. The sights do need to be moved. But it seems to like both kinds of ammo pretty well. It feeds them just fine and shoots decent groups. I just don't shoot great groups. That Remington Golden Bullet load seems to have more recoil. When I press the trigger, I mean, you know, it's just 22 long rifle. It's not much kick, but I thought, that's more than we had before. Yeah, it's jumping a little bit more. I don't know that it makes any difference, but my subjective view of it was that it kicks more. Maybe it's a little bit higher velocity, I don't know. But the rifle seems to like either one reasonably well. It prints reasonably good groups. Need to move the sights over. But I'm not gonna mess with the sights on this rifle. But if I were keeping it and gonna shoot those loads, obviously I would move the sights. I'm not 100% sure how to move the rear. Okay, there's a tiny little screw head there, and you could use that to move windage left and right. And this one actually is moved. No, I guess it's pretty centered, but it needs to be moved over to the right some. Whatever, somebody else can do that. Totally fine results. It's just a plain old 22 rifle. It shoots like most 22 rifles I've shot. It's got a pretty good trigger. It's got totally decent sights. It's light. I can see why people like them, but it's kind of nothing special. And of course, these bring big money now when you can find them. It's not that they're really good rifles, although they are pretty good rifles. People pay big money for them because they're out of print. They have been for a long time, and people have nostalgia for them. They want to have that rifle that they shot when they were growing up, or the rifle they always wanted. My friend had one when I was growing up, and I never had one. I want one. Maybe I should get one, because my friends had them when I was growing up. I actually prefer a Ruger 1022, but I mean, it functions very much like a Marlin Model 60. I've shot a bunch of those or similar Marlin models. I don't think it's any better. It's a little lighter. It's got a better trigger than a 1022. It's probably more accurate than most 1022s because, yeah, factory barrel, factory trigger, factory sights. I've never found a Ruger 1022 to be super accurate, but it's just a plain Jane 22. The thing that's special about them is that they were around for so long. So many people shot them, and now they're not made anymore. So people will pay what I think is kind of stupid money for them. But if they were still in production, or I can see why people bought them when they were in production, they're still in production, I'd recommend one. They're cool, they're fun to shoot. We've got a magazine in the stock, so it's out of the way, it doesn't get dented, doesn't stick out here like on a 1022. It's just easy to top off. Kind of everything about this rifle is just easy. We've got a safety right here on the tang. Just easy to use, cool rifle. We got a dovetail so we could mount an optic on it if we wanted to. Not a great rifle for mounting optic, but it's not bad. Everything about it is just not bad and reliable and simple and easy. It's kind of the Glock of its day, actually. If you wanted a 22 rimfire rifle that Glock would make, this would be pretty close. Just simple and cheap and effective. Not super accurate, but good enough. Guys, if you get the chance to shoot one, they're fun to shoot. If you're thinking you're going to buy one and it's going to be a super duper shooter, oh, I found one for so many $100s, it must be really good because people will pay big money. No, people pay big money because of nostalgia, not because they're super rifles. They're good. I don't think they're any better than a Marlin Model 60 or many other rifles, but they are fun, and I enjoyed shooting this one, and I see why so many people liked them when I was growing up. There is no provision here for sling swivels. So if you want to put a sling on this, I mean, it's light enough, you can carry it in your hands, but sometimes you want to put the rifle down, you need your hands free, and it's nice to have a sling. You either have to find a way to stick a sling on this, and you can't drill into that stock, it's plastic, you can't anchor a sling swivel there. That's one nice thing about a 1022 or a Marlin Model 60. You can put a sling on it pretty easily. This one, not so much. Well, as always, keep your powder dry.
Sun's down, guns down. Drink plenty of water, get plenty of sleep, and we'll see you in the morning.